Failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton fears that Trump might refuse to leave office if he loses the election in November.
Well, I think it is a fair point to raise as to whether or not, if he loses, he's going to go quietly or not. And we have to be ready for that.
Someone should tell that host it's summer. One person who refused to go away after losing a presidential election is, of course, Hillary Clinton. Tammy Bruce is host of Get Tammy Bruce on the great Fox Nation app. She joins us now. Tammy, why is she saying this?
Well, she obviously is projecting, right, as classical projection, where she is accusing her opponent of doing what she is doing. She is the only person, maybe other than Stacey Abrams, who has for years now refused to accept the results of 2016. And she's showing that. Now, look, at the same time, she should be asked, nobody asks her why she isn't fighting for her second term. She should be running. I mean, obviously, Trump is running for his second term. She really believes that she won the presidency. She should be fighting for her second term, but she's not doing that at all. I mean, this is the only other explanation is that she broke into the Chardonnay cabinet and keeps thinking that it's 2016. It's hard to say. But the fact is also that all of the stuff with mail-in ballots and the problems that Democrat allied groups have been creating in cities, various riots and problems, is that they may be anticipating creating a dynamic with a voting system that is so corrupt and so chaotic that maybe they're hoping that we wouldn't really know who the winner would be if it was close, and they're preparing people for that kind of chaos. This is what the Clintons would do. They know they're not going to win the White House because of who their nominee is, but also because of the success of the president. And we're watching something fascinating unfold. The only show she hasn't done yet, Brian, by the way, is Dancing with the Stars. And she might want to think about moving into that direction at this point because she'll lose that, too.
Tammy, you're onto something, though, because Joe Biden said the same thing. I'm afraid he's not going to leave. They're going to have to haul him out. And if the Republicans would be insane to allow this mail-in balloting for the masses. Lastly, Christopher Steele is in a court case now, and he's asked about the dossier and what went into it. One of the things he said I found fascinating, that he was under the belief that Susan Rice and Hillary Clinton both knew that he was investigating the Trump campaign.
Yeah, I mean, this is important. We don't have the Durham report yet about the entire nature of what was happening in the Trump campaign being targeted. So people are going to be inevitably indicted at some point, and someone might want to, give up the scope of the nature of what this was. But they knew to ask him about this in this obscure trial in England, brought by a few Russians who were accused by him as well, and they had FBI notes where Steele told the FBI that Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS told him. He remembers being told by Simpson himself that Hillary knew and was involved. And so that's when they asked about that. They got him on the record in this new legal case. And of course, look, this is a woman with control issues. You see her, she still can't let go of what happened in 2016. Of course she was going to be at least involved or knowing a bit. No one was going to go off and do something like that on their own without her knowing about it. She controlled that infrastructure, and when it collapsed is when everything, obviously when she lost, is when everything started to become exposed. So this should be interesting. We're not at the end of this. Americans deserve justice, and hopefully at a point coming up soon, we might start seeing that happen for us.
Yeah, I just think that she's staying in the wings just in case a fragile Joe Biden cannot finish this run in a very odd year, one of the oddest election cycles in the history of this country. Tammy Bruce, always great to talk to you. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.